Welcome to Rhonda's lovely sparks. Hello, beautiful people. I am sitting here in my fat dress. I'm live and I'm sitting on the patio. And I'm feeling so brilliant. I'm feeling so good. I woke up yesterday with this crazy dream. Have I been dreaming more than I've really been wanting to? And it wasn't a good dream. They say journal your dreams and stuff like that. And I just haven't gotten to the point where I actually like getting up and actually writing something at 3 o'clock in the morning, 4 o'clock, 5 o'clock in the morning. You know what I'm saying? But my dreams have been interesting. I dreamt that my hair went past my butt. And it's always dreams about, pull this back a little bit. There. It's always been dreams about, my family is in it, that I am estranged from. Let me turn my camera around. That you all don't want to see no bird poop, that I'm estranged from. And it's so interesting. It's like these dreams are about the transparency of what I've always been around, but never paying attention to the unhealthy parts of when I was around my parents. I was just always groomed to, immediately protect, love, be there for my parents. The traditional ways, which seem just, so fair and wholesome and correct. And then I was challenged 4 years ago with something that was so unhealthy that it bent my brain into forcing my way to think differently about the tradition, because I had committed myself. Sorry, y'all, I'm trying to fix my camera. I'm trying to raise it. Sometimes even though you could preset your camera, it's not necessarily that good until you actually sit in front of it. And you have to tweak things. So that's just the norm. It's not like, us as YouTube content creators that we have the ability to do all this stuff. It's not like we have producers in the background and people just, arranging things for us. So we have to tweak. And I think that's what makes, going live and why people like us going live so popular, because people are tired of the mechanics, the mechanical thing with going live on TV. They want to see some mistakes, some errors, some I need to I need to move this camera so you all can see my birds. And I'm just curious. I need to put some bird seed out there, because they eat the seed, and when they keep eating the seed, it comes all out in the seed catcher net. It's a catcher. It catches the seed. It keeps it from piling up. So every once in a while I might get some birds. So I think what I'll do, I'll have it set up for so you can see the birds. And as a matter of fact, while I'm talking, I need to get some bird seed and fill the bird's feeder, okay? So I'm going to see how far this cord will go. I got me a tray out here with some ice and some water. And I've tried to set everything up. I kept rescheduling my YouTube, live. But I plan to be here for a while. It's very beautiful outside here. It's cool. I'm going to walk around, and I wonder if this cord is going to stretch. So I'm going to walk around, and I'm in my fat house dress that I love so much. I call it my fat house dress. And I'm going to and welcome new subscribers. I am so happy to see you all subscribe to my YouTube channel. Welcome. Welcome everyone. We received over 400 new subscribers in last month. And welcome. And I'm thinking The Blob brought you all, the movie The Blob. Thank you for watching my content. And also there's another one, there's Speed Racer, and there's another one, a Giant Robot brought a lot of people over too, Giant Robot. So I'm going to get some more seed. You all going to see me paddle around. I'm going to try not to reveal too much from the neck below because I jiggle, baby. Trust me, I don't try to jiggle on purpose, okay? I just very discreet about my gifts. So let me see. I'll be with you all in a minute. You all don't need a mic while I do this. Y'all don't need to hear me. I just got to hear to get around there. And, get some bird seed. I'm getting some bird seed here, and I have a 5-gallon bucket that's in my storage room back there. Make sure you all can see through my dress. Okay, I'm back. I've been taught as a country girl, before I eat, I feed the animals. That's just something I've been taught. I'm looking at these bugs. Oh shit. I had some rocks. Let's see if maybe you could catch the birds coming around. Usually, see if I can scooch over here. Okay, I think you can see me now. Yeah, so I've been taught where I'm sitting on our beautiful patio, and I've been taught to feed the animals first before you feed yourself. So there's no way I can be eating dinner first before the animals are fed. And I know that sounds kind of crazy, but that's just habits. How I grew up in the country. Now you think about, wow, when we got up and fed the animals, you know, you could easily become diabetic because you skip a meal and you're out there feeding the animals and working out there on an empty stomach. Well, a lot of the farmers out there, they either drank kefir or they grabbed them some coffee and probably grabbed them some piece of bread. And I see a feral cat coming around. You all, I have a beautiful feral cat, and be really still. He's walking around. I have one I named Oreo. He's black and white. And there's a new baby that I saw. I saw a new one, and he's gray and white. He's a Grams cutting on my computer. So hello, kitty. I'm going to step away and put some cat food out here for the feral cats. I'm going to turn it around so you all can kind of see my patio environment. I have a tray here with my water set up while I'm talking outside. My daughter bought me last week this caramel frappe, which I'm really not supposed to drink much of it, but I give the rest to my husband. So I'm diabetic, so I just like getting a spoon and tasting it. And so I'm going to walk over there and give the cats some food. So I have my fan set up, and over here, I'm trying to see if you all can see underneath that table, past the bird bath. Good morning, Lola. Good morning. Good morning, Lola. Lola. Hot sauce. Hello, beautiful. Good morning to California. I'll be right back. I'm going to go give the feral cat, some food because I saw the gray and white cat. These are feral cats. We have 5 cats in our house. And the gray and white cat, he's new. And so I'm going to get some food. So I'll be right back. I'm not going to bring the mic with me. I'm putting the mic on my tablet. I'm getting this out the way, and I'm going to walk over there. And what I'm very self-conscious about, I went to go feed the birds. I fed the birds just now, and the sun's behind me, and I'm not wearing a slip. So I'm really self-conscious about that. So I kind of backed up, hoping there was not a silhouette of my goodies. We can't be showing my goodies. Can't be doing that. So I'm very discreet. So I'm going to walk over here and get some cat food, get a scoop of cat food, and bring it out here. Not for free. No. Lola's been teaching me. Y'all gonna have to pay. I love you, Lola. I've missed you so much. Okay. I know, baby. I love you. And I love it when you're joking. I love it when you're funny and humorous and all of that. I'm going to go over here and get some cat food for the cats. Okay, I'm back. So I went over there. Thank y'all for liking, smashing that like. So I just got some cat food, and Andre gets these 5-gallon buckets from Lowe's, and we store the bird seed. I'm looking for the birds. Sometimes they never come around when I'm sitting here, but I put some fresh bird seed behind me because it was empty. and my bird feeder. And if you all out there are listening to the replay, you all want to, send me some bird feeders. I'm going to be posting on, I need to go to Lowe's myself. I love Lowe's. Oh, I just love Lowe's. They just have everything there. And what's so great about it is that you can negotiate price, especially if you see something's damaged. But you can negotiate. Trying to see how I can do this since I'm talking one way. Oh, okay. I didn't know this could turn the other way. I'm still learning my devices. Okay, here it is. So, um, I'll set up on Amazon. I love Lowe's. I'll set up on Amazon. I need, I think it's called a shop brush, aka long broom. Oh, really? That sounds fun. Me and Andre have purchased some industrial things for our home. Usually, it's used for industrial things like kitchens and stuff, but we use them in our house, and it's easy for us, on our backs. And it's one of these dust scoopers with the handle where you can sweep your dust in it instead of having to bend down so far with a dust catcher. You know what you call them, the dust catchers? Dirt catcher, whatever that you get your broom and you sweep into. Well, I have one with a long handle, and it's industrial use, right? So there's a couple industrial things, and we've had this broom that's narrow. You know how there's wide brooms? Well, this one's it's called a skinny broom, and it's become our favorite, right? And believe it or not, we've had this broom for about 6 years. And twice the handle has broken, and we would go to Lowe's and buy just the handle and screw a new one in there, because I gotta be careful how I do my hands. Screw a new one in there because the broom is so incredible. If we could try to recycle what we have, we will. We have street sweeper that come through, but they don't do a good job, so I have to sweep. Oh, you guys sweep in front of your house. I see that, Lola. I have also a blower, and I've been buying things that help us. So when we get older, it helps us with our back, and stuff can help young people too. So I got a blower that was on sale through Fat Kid Deals, and you could put it in search in Twitter. I still call it Twitter. I'm not going to call it that new name they got. I put it in Twitter, and Andre basically looks all that up for me. So I don't want to brag and let you think I'm doing it. He's the shopper. And so we found a blower. It was on sale for $20. It's a Black & Decker blower. So let's say you get to a point where you can't sweep, or let's say there's some back challenges, or if you came in from surgery, or let's say young folks have injured themselves, and you still want to keep things clean. So we use a blower to blow off our patio instead of sweeping it, because doing that back and forth is good, when you're able to. But when you're not, at a certain age or whatever is going on with you, if you have disabilities or physical challenges or whatever, the blower sweeps the patio off, right? Instead of using the physical muscles, and it helps us, and it keeps things clean. Well, the reason why I brought it up, Lola, is that we have maintenance people come out and cut our yard. It's really pretty out here. They cut the yard. They do really good work. But the problem I have is that when they cut, they throw a lot of dust and trash on my patio. So how I dealt with that without having anxiety, because I used to have anxiety about that. I said, well, Rhonda, just get a blower and blow it off. Because sometimes when you communicate with some people, they see it as being confrontational, or sometimes there are some language barriers, you know what I'm saying? Or they might go to their boss and say, that woman trying to tell me what to do. You understand misinterpretations, being like, what's that word, lost in translation. So I said, what can I do to make my life easier? So I use a blower, and I said, well, let's blow it off. So right in front of my patio, right here, you see these bushes? Do you see how they hack the hell out of my shrubs? Isn't that some bullshit? Look how they hacked it. Sorry for the cursing, but that just tells you how pissed I am. Look at that. Yeah, they hacked the crap out of my damn bushes. And you know what they are? They're so not smart. That's lazy of them instead of picking it up. Yeah. What's so crazy, Lola, is that in those shrubs is my blackberry bushes. And I know what management's going to say. They're going to say, well, this is our property. They have to cut it. And that means I just have to plant blackberry bushes on my patio. But I don't want to because blackberry bushes are thorny. And plus they grow better out there because I'm able to, it can spread more, it can breathe more. I'm able to fertilize and water it. And so those are my blackberry bushes. Well, to other people, if they don't know about gardening, they will look at, that as like thorny eyesores. They'll look at it as just weeds. And they're not weeds. It's blackberries. So I don't mind them trimming and shaping it after the blackberries, not blueberries. Did I say blueberries before? After the blackberries have done all their blooming and producing, and we've harvested, that's after the spring, then I don't mind them shaping it. But they do a hack job. They do a hack job, and they mess it up. So what do I do about that anxiety? We see a lot of people on YouTube who have, the confrontational society where they're always jumping up in people's faces and doing things. So I said, even though I'm not ratchet in that way, I try to create things that I have control of. And what I have control of is that what can I do to avoid having to share something with somebody? Because it could be based on interpretation. Like you can sound polite, and then someone will still say, oh, she's the angry black woman. You understand? She's angry. No, I wasn't. I've been called that, and I'm like talking to you. And it's not in my nature to get really gutter trash ghetto unless you talk about Dak Prescott. But how am I going to be gutter trash ghetto when I'm not from the ghetto? I'm from the country, okay? So it's going to be only so much I'm wired to do. But, so I used to have in the corner, I'm going to show you right here, underneath my bird feeder. See y'all, can y'all see my bird feeder? Okay, am I going too far that way? Okay, there it is. So my bird feeder, I have hummingbird feeder. And down below, straight below, that's right, baby, she from the hood and proud of it. Honey, there is diamonds in the hood. There is diamonds everywhere. As a matter of fact, I have more respect for women in the hood than anywhere else too. Because those women, they are able to take their children and protect them and raise them in an environment, some environments, not all the environment, but some things, some elements, not the environment. The environment is beautiful. It's elements, right? Because we have the elements here where I live, right? So that people can be difficult. And I remember my whole life I've always gravitated to having friends in the city outside of the country, right? Not that I picked that on purpose, it just happened. And I just love the idea when you see women that are in more challenging environments, right? That they have discipline and rules for their children. Get home at a certain time, do your homework. You know what I'm saying? It's not that stereotypical BS that people put out there that's so wrong. It's so wrong, it's not right, it's stereotypical. It's about how you handle your business in the house. Hello, Mocha sister. Good morning, beautiful. Hello and good morning to Mocha sister. She's known me ever since my little girls were babies. I think she knew me when I was pregnant with them. So we go way back. I always have to say that because there's some new people that don't know. It's beautiful out here in Texas. It's cool. I have my fan on. I'm sitting on a patio that I decorated, I think about 3 years ago. Had some shrub installed on the walls. Everybody has their thing. Everybody has their thing. For me, my goal was to extend my patio into a living space. A lot of people have patio and they're paying for it and they do nothing with it. So what I've done, I've extended my patio and I want to upgrade it to a catio, make it safe for my cats to come out too. So far, I don't have it that way. But I do have some little wired, the type of wired shelves that are in the refrigerator, those wired shelves. I've had some from somewhere I can't remember where, but I have some ties and I have it on the bottom on that side of the patio. I have it over there, twisty tie, the ties, zip ties, where it can keep probably from raccoons and maybe snakes, but raccoons and possums for coming in that way. Or if my cats accidentally run out, they get over there and they're trapped in and I can catch them. Eastside Harold in the house. Hello, Eastside Harold. Hello, my beautiful brother. Eastside Harold's in the house. Eastside is so loyal. Eastside would be the kind of person, if someone mess with us, he'll kick their ass even though he's a Texans fan. I'm a Cowboys fan. He's a Texans fan. He'll kick someone's ass. He said, of course, I know. I feel it. I feel it. I feel the love. I feel the love, too, because I gravitated to Houston because I worked there for a long time. I think it's called York Street in Houston. I had a lot of people that I knew who lived in Fifth Ward. And I managed a youth program out there. I'm just going to say it. It's the George Foreman Youth Community Center. Every time I talk, I don't mention the name because it was me that came into that position. Not that I asked to be hired. It was me who got in that position because of my talent and my gifts. He didn't teach me a damn thing. I'm just telling you. I'm not bitter about George Foreman, but when you see someone that's famous, it's different than when you know somebody in person. But I'm not here to shame him, because I don't want this to be about him at all. This is about me and my contributions to the youth program. And so in the late 90s, he has this youth center down there that was just dead. Weeds grown up, just, dead. So while I was, working for him as his executive assistant, it was right before he won the championship. I was there when he won his fight. With Michael Moore, he won heavyweight championship. I was executive assistant. And I always tell people it's not because he taught me anything, it's because I had gifts to help him. So I don't want people to get twisted that we common folk out there who are not rich that, it's so great to be mesmerized and starstruck. Now, I kind of knew him when I was a little girl and my dad used to work for him. I used to feed his lions and tigers and things like that. That's a whole nother YouTube channel, it's a whole nother live, okay? But let's get back centered about how I gravitated. I always love people who lived in different environments, especially environments that have been misjudged, okay? And I get pissy about that. And so I created a program, and George was telling me, I said I could create one of the best programs around, at here. It's called Little York. I can create the best a program here than anywhere around the world. He looks at me and he goes, whatever. That's what he said. He said, put together a business plan for me. Okay. Overnight, I put together a business plan because I'm savvy in that. I let him know the business plan. I let him know the summer program, right? He couldn't believe it. He still looked at it and he doubted me. Little York in Houston, yes, Little York. That's where his youth center is and his church. You know where that's at, East Side? So I put together a program. First program he's ever. Now, he had his brother who ran it, and it wasn't as elaborate as mine. I will tell you how mine was different. I got in touch with Barbara Jordan, black senator of Texas. Yeah, Little York. Yes, Little York. Yeah. And that's where his youth program is. And I got in touch with Barbara Jordan, wrote her office, because I was the planner and I had to put forefront this plan that I had put on paper. And I knew how to do that. So I got in, Dr. Shanette Neely got in touch with me. And let me move this over here. Okay. So she got in touch with me on behalf of Barbara Jordan. And we collaborated. And she got with me and she provided me from the city of Houston lunch program, a free lunch and breakfast program. No, she's not alive. She passed away. Barbara Jordan. Dr. Shanette Neely was her philanthropist, her voice. So Dr. Shanette Neely met with me in person and she provided me my program, a breakfast and lunch program, right? They come out, bring out free breakfast and lunch for my kids. And let's back up a little bit. I had over 100 children from the age of 5 years old to 18. Over 100 children signed up. I had a farm. I had a place where the parents had to sign, had to show, sign approval. I mean, it was professionally done and not so intimidating where parents out there was intimidated. So, hi there, good morning. Your dress is beautiful. That's my neighbor. Okay, so I get excited when I see people. Yeah, so I had over 100 children there. And how I managed the children, we had students from Kingwood College and also Houston University would come and volunteer to help me with those kids. So there was a plan. And so those kids, of course, were separated by age groups. You don't put little kids with big kids, and you just don't mix it. So they were managed. It was managed professionally. This is in the 90s, and one day I might post a newspaper article to members only. Kingwood is nice. Yes, I used to live in Kingwood for 2 years, which he had an office there. So I lived there because his office was a house. So I lived in his house, but the office was in another location in Kingwood, which had 3 bedrooms. So I stayed there, so I don't have to travel. So I worked for the government during the week, and I would fly to Houston every weekend to help him because he came and asked me to help him. He drove up in my dad's yard in his, what did he drive? Rolls Royce, a black Rolls Royce. Was it black or white? Cream color. It was a cream color. Okay, were you with? No, I wasn't with Andre back then. This was in the 90s. I was single. I was just divorced, and I was married to his brother-in-law. So his wife's brother is my ex. So that's how. But I knew him before I knew his wife. I knew him when I was a little girl. I was like 2. No, let me skip. I was 6 years old. 6, 8. No, I was 8 years old. My dad was laid off from Alcoa, Aluminum Company of America. He was laid off. And so George Foreman would jog by our house that Daddy and Mama would have beautifully maintained. He would jog by there and work out and would see how beautiful my dad's yard looked, because we had a 5-acre front yard and a 10-acre backyard. It was so beautiful. And wait, who's brother-in-law? So George Foreman is my ex-brother-in-law. I was married to his wife's brother. So I'm divorced from him, from the islands. Okay. And I'll answer your questions because I'm just now dropping the dime. I've been talking about it forever. Okay. And so this was in the 90s. And so I grew up as a little girl because my dad, anyway, George and his brother would jog in front of my dad's house, which is probably about 3 miles. Yes, it's very cool history. And then my dad was out there working, so George stopped by. This is when I was a little girl, like 8 years old. And he stopped by and he asked my dad if he could, work for him work for him on the ranch. And that's how I got my ranch experience. I always would talk about the ranch, even though I lived on a farm. We had our own farm. And so Daddy said, yeah, because Dad was laid off from Aluminum Company of America called Alcoa. They were laid off. He was laid off. So I would jump in my dad's truck and I would go to George Foreman Ranch and I would go play. And I would, my dad, George's Lions and Tigers, got along with only 2 people, which was back then George's brother, George Foreman's brother, and my dad. Nobody else. Even when George didn't see his Lions and Tigers for a while, they would be a little funny acting. You know what I'm saying? So every time George would come in town, he would always have to really reacclimate himself with his Lions and Tigers. He had 2 tigers and 1 lion, 2 females and a male. And so I would hang out with my dad while he'd go feed him. And my dad would order special food flown in to Shreveport, Louisiana airport. Raw meat, wrapped up like hamburger meat, but it's raw meat for the Lions and Tigers. And he'd drive out there and go pick it up. And I'd ride with my dad to Shreveport and go pick it up, come back, and he'd be around Lions and Tigers and fed them and all that. It was a lot of fun because I grew up around exotic animals, like ostrich and llamas and peacocks and lions and tigers and bears. No, we didn't have a bear, thank God. I'm surprised he didn't get one. But George always had a habit of buying things, and he knew nothing about taking care of them. But my parents knew how. My mother was over the exotic birds. And that's another story. So back up is how it gives you a story of how I ended up being associated with it when I was a little girl. So it goes way back before he got married again. I was a little girl. So that's how all that ties in. All that science makes sense. Oh, here's a gray cat. Hi. We have feral cats out here, so it's a gray. I haven't named him. I just met him this morning. It's a gray and white cat that just walked by, and I put some fresh food out there. Check out the replay. I put some fresh food out there for him or her. It could be a male. So anyway, back to the youth program. So I had over 100 kids. I had managed a program where there was ballet lessons, there was jazz lessons, there was tap dance lessons. There was provided to the younger boys, approved by the parents. There was a program for boys, from a guy who was retired from the Air Force. He would come in, he went to George Foreman's church, and he'd come and volunteer. And he taught them, it was like a summer camp for boys too. They incorporated an hour of teaching them how to walk straight. Okay. When I was a little, we visited Shreveport and eat at Shoney's. Is it Shoney's restaurant? And Shoney's is still there. And my hubby and I go out and still eat there, and they're good. To me, they're delicious. So yes. I'm so glad to hear that, Eastside. Bringing back some memories, huh? Bringing back some memories for you. Us, both of us share some memories. We got something in common, see? Yeah, we got something in common. I knew it was something I was gravitating to you. This is something about you. You know how we are in Texas. It's like we feel we know everybody, So with the program, let me tell you about this incredible program. I was Dr. Shanette Neely, Barbara Jordan's philanthropist, came down and provided me free tour bus bus. And how funny is that? That ties into my husband's previous occupation. He was a tour bus driver for over 30 years. How funny is that? I mean, how destiny, right? So the tour I had scheduled, let me go back to why I needed tour bus. I had scheduled over 25 field trips in 60 days. I was a working woman. That's after I decided, when George asked me, I decided to work for him full time. Okay, I used to work for the state. Then I resigned and I worked for him full time because he asked my dad, could I help him get things in order? You know, when you feel that someone is family and friends, you don't second guess it, you just do it. I just jumped in and did it. I was getting paid $8.25 an hour with no insurance. And I was George Foreman's executive assistant. I'm not bitter about that. I agreed to it. But also he had promised me after he won his fight that he would pay me a $50,000 bonus, and he didn't. You see what I'm saying? So that's when you have people who you think you love, who is family, who's your friends, they end up screwing you over. You know, he would pay his promoter, Bob Aram, his daughter, you know, what do you call it, commission for all kinds of things. But when it came to people that was closer to him, you see? So I don't want to get sued by him, but he knows not to go there because he could get in trouble. So back to the summer program. I had over 20-something field trips in a 60-day period. And in this field trip consisted of the Houston Space Center, the Space Center outside of Houston at NASA. It included let me tell you my reason why I scheduled so many. Because these inner city kids, and this is my story going back to Lola, about Lola being in the hood and proud of it. Or from the hood. I don't know how you worded it. I don't want to mislead what you said. Those kids were from the inner city and they never left their street their whole life. I said, you know what? I'm going to be that window for them to see things that's going to impact them for the rest of their life. What's that for? Lola needs to get her mind right. Eastside, how come you be talking about Lola like you're trying to groom her? Like you're trying to shape her for you or something? Eastside, I'm telling you, it's like my brother. He's like my brother. Like, I don't have a brother. I don't have brothers, so it's like I kind of have to like sit him up straight and love y'all. Yeah, I'm telling y'all, Lola's been acting up lately. So Eastside, listen to this, baby. Listen to this. My brother. For a woman to act up, there has to be a cause and effect. Okay? Eastside, I did not time you out yesterday. That was Mark. There you go. And one thing about Lola, she ain't gonna lie. It seems familiar because I worked with who never went to downtown Chicago. Just stay in their, yes, communities, south or west side, yes. So I know Mocha's hearing me too. We can relate to that too. So, good morning. I'm country, y'all. I'm going to sit here, I'm going to say hi to my neighbors because I love my neighbors. Girl, do what you have to do. Whatever you want. She said, I'm stealing some shoes. I said, girl, do what you have to do. I get tickled. I get tickled in my own self, right? So these kids have never left their area. I wanted to give these kids, this is my dream for them, a window out. Because I remember when I was a little girl, I went on field trips I will never forget. I had a feeling that I wasn't going to be working for George long. There's a history there of secretaries not working for him long, right? So I wanted to give this summer my all. So I had them going to the city swimming pool. And with that, they signed consents. And we made sure the lifeguards were there and they had their sunblock. And, I made sure your girl was like on point when it came to taking care of the kids. Eastside, you're funny, get my mind right. Okay, let me get back to Lola and Eastside though. So Eastside, Lola says she didn't time you out. And Lola doesn't do that. I mean, even though she has the right. But Mark did. That's what she said. So Mark is smooth. Mark could sit up there. Mark could sit up there and time somebody out, and he could be so smooth that you could never tell he did it. I never seen such a damn genius like Mark Holmes when it comes to online content. The man's a genius. How in the hell can someone walk with a damn cell phone and be live and don't trip or fall over any damn thing? How does he turn that camera around so you can see everything he's talking about? No, Mark told him to kiss his ass. What are you getting into, Eastside? Eastside, what are you getting into? Huh? I know you're partial guilty. I know this, Eastside. And what's so funny, people love Eastside. I just had to finish telling Eastside he talks too much. She has your back. I don't know if you can tell, Eastside. Do you notice she has your back? Do you notice that? Lola's like cool. She's smooth and she's cool. So with this program, because I know Mocha's listening to I love this lady that's next door. She is so pretty. I'm not trying to be self-absorbed, but she's pretty like me. She has this pretty hair. She's got this pretty bright sun dress on. She is so cute. I just love her. She's got a pretty smile. So, okay, moving along. I just love voluptuous looking black women. They're full-fledged women. Hell, I don't have his back. And then Mocha starts laughing. I don't have his back. Okay, so Lola's transparent because I have a habit of reading too much into things. You know what I'm saying? So with this program, I have done a lot for these beautiful babies. I wanted Barbara Jordan was so amazing for me. She provided the free transportation by tour bus. They signed consents and all that. Where did we go? We went to the dinosaur museum, the prehistoric museum downtown Houston. We went. The buses took us to the largest drive-through zoo in Texas. That was like a 2-hour drive. These kids have never left their neighborhood. They got on that bus, and before, let me back up a little bit. Before they went on these trips, I went ahead and had a group of people that came in from Red Cross to teach them CPR. So whoever certified, it was a group that was in age compliant, that got certified in CPR. Partial BS. He fully contribute to begin a hater. Oh, Eastside. Oh. Drink more water, Eastside. Drink more water. I just saw a bird fly by. The birds are telling me, get out of my way because I want to give me some food. Well, sweetheart, y'all can come eat your food. Give me some water. Y'all drinking water? Water break, everybody. Water. I see the birds. I know I'm all over the place, but I have to tell you. My birds, see my patio doors? When my birds run out of food, they'll fly, not fly directly into the window, but they'll fly close enough and give me these signals. And that's their way of telling us we need some food. They communicate to us because we've been feeding them for a long time. They're used to us. And when they come back when they fly back from the south, from the north, they say, well, they have very good memory. They know where to come back to. So we feel that a lot of them are, our family birds who come back. And so, yeah, we're very close to our birds. So, did water break, everybody? Drink plenty of water, east side. Drink plenty of water, baby. Drink plenty of water, okay? Okay, east side. Water helps with balancing everything. So these field trips. So the plan was, before we went on field trips, making sure that I got a signal for Lola. It's called a one-finger salute. I don't know what that is. Is it like she's number one? She's number one. Let's party. Get up on it. Okay, anyway. I love you all. I just love you all. He's flicking me off. Oh no, he's doing this. He's going, you're number one. You're his number one, Lola. I can't see Eastside flicking anybody off. I just can't. Something like that. No, don't tell ladies F you. Don't tell ladies F you. God, Eastside, you must gave them a hard time in the chat room yesterday. My gosh, sweetheart. They're not going to like Texans fan. They're not. Truth hurts. So with this program, my favorite friends, all of y'all my friends, Mocha, all of y'all, but Eastside and Lola, I told y'all this before, they remind me of, when you see primetime comedy show, like your favorite primetime comedy show, like Abbott Elementary, like that, out of Philadelphia. Oh, they're trying to tell me, I want some food, get out of my way. I'm going to move this here so you can see them flying around, and they just need to get brave enough to get some food. Yeah, they need to get brave enough to get some food. Let's party. I'm trying to adjust my stand a little lower so you all can see me and see. Is that better? See me and the bird feeder. Yeah, there you go. So you can see them flying around because they want the food. So the field trip. So they learned CPR before we went on the field trip. So in case if there are some emergencies, they could help, right? You know what I'm saying? I wanted them to learn CPR. I want them to learn CPR anyway, to have a skill, But also for the youth program, I wanted them to be able to be a help in case we're out there. So sure enough, we went to that place outside of Houston. It's called Moody Gardens. Y'all can Google it. I've been listening. I have to clean. Okay, Lola. Lola's listening. See the bird behind me? They're trying to give me a signal. Can you shoo so I can come eat? And no, I'm not going to shoo. Come over here and eat because I love you and I'm not going to hurt you. Okay. 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 What was I saying? Okay. So we went to Moody Gardens. We had a field trip there. Moody Gardens. Google that. Half of it was still under construction in the 90s. It wasn't fully, it wasn't completed yet, but the butterfly restaurant, they had butterfly garden there. It's like this tall, what do you call this thing? Atrium. It was a butterfly atrium, which was a butterfly, just a haven for hundreds and hundreds and hundreds, if not thousands of species, right? I took them in there. But long story short, we went to Moody Gardens outside of Houston, and a little boy had I don't know if he had I don't know if it was a heat stroke because we weren't directly in the heat. Or it could have been a condition that I wasn't aware of that he had. So anyway, he went through this phase, and then, yeah, he was on the bus. It was air-conditioned bus, and he just passed out. So the kids on the bus who learned CPR got certified in CPR. One called 911. They were all trained. One was given CPR compressions. I was standing over, making sure the compressions and everything, breathing. We took him off the bus, held his, raised his head on a pillow, put his legs up, and brought him back. And someone else called 911. An ambulance came, and so everything was so perfect. I was on the phone talking to the parents, right away. So the point is that was put into use in its best way. Things happen on field trips. Things happen when you're on vacation. So a lot of people don't know. A lot of people die on vacation. They think, well, I'm on vacation, I'm resting. No, people have heart attacks and they die, and things happen. So be careful while you're on vacation. Be trained. Get you a safety plan together when you're traveling, and don't do stupid shit that you don't do all the time and do something new and end up drowning. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, swim, but are you wearing a vest? A safety vest when you're going swimming, or are you getting drunk on the boat? You understand what I'm saying? So CPR is just a good certification to own a resume jobs. Yes, it is. It's attractive because my whole life I've been certified. First aid and CPR. I've been certified because guess what? Also, my job when I work with people with Alzheimer's and dementia, I was doing live-in care. I had my own business. I was paid, lots of money. And I made a lot of good money. And when I got paid a lot of good money, that made me do a lot of more great things because I was inspired to do even more. So I was really good at it. So back to field trips. So we have all these field trips scheduled. Went to the roller skating rink. We went out to eat. We went to all the museums in Houston. You all know how big Houston is. Houston had a lot of museums. Went to arts and culture because I didn't want to go. Well, I got about 65 kids went. And if there was a kid on the field trip, if there was a kid that was any parent who wanted to follow the tour bus and come with us, of course they could. So we had a lot of those parents helping with the field trips. And we also had some parents, which I think we approved 5 adults per bus. And if it was more, it's more. I mean, we didn't turn anybody down. It wasn't like they had to go through a screening process. The parents want to be with their kid. So the more parents we had on these field trips, the safer it was for the kids. We just didn't have, 100 children and nobody was there managing them safely. So we went to all the field trips in Houston. Hello, everyone. Hello, Sugar Daddy. He's in the, what'd you say? He's in the bushes. Mwah. That's my Sugar Daddy. Hello, my beautiful friend. I enjoyed your videos too. Oh my God. I think I watched 3. Me and hubby watched 3. Thank you, my love. So I'm trying to remember. I got to remember. So that's what I implement. That's what I put together over 25 field trips in I think it's July, going into August until school started, back for the kiddos. And just to let you know, it was, when I say over 27 field trips, trust me, we went to the library. So the point I'm trying to make, those kids were trained how to behave. So when we went to a museum of arts, they were mannerable children. And we had it managed where every time a child went to the bathroom A man would go with a young boy to go to the bathroom. A woman would go with a girl to go to the bathroom. They were supervised at all times. Everybody was watched. So it was like pristine. It was pristine. Uh, Perfectly ran. One of the best programs ever. There was a guy out of Tulsa, Oklahoma. I ain't gonna say anything negative because back then he had a truck every week, an 18-wheeler that would come by. I had called him, and this is me networking with people, getting people in to put together a great program. And his name, he's a preacher out of Oklahoma, and I forgot his name. It starts with a J. He's over Feed the Children program. And if you look up Feed the Children, you'll see his name. So Feed the Children, I know most of you all have heard about it. He would have food brought over, like bread, pastries, clothing. I mean, you name it. And so in the locker room, that was extra space. I'd have bread stored where parents come in, and it was a clean locker room, but we had to have it outside of where the gym was. I'm CPR certified with Red Cross. It's required to work in a hospital. Yay! You're my hero, sugar daddy. I am too. I need to get my certification updated though. Mine's expired. But that saves lives. That saves lives. So, his name starts with a J, but he's over the Feed the Children, and he had 18-wheelers who were brought food and everything. So what we did is that everybody who was a member of the youth program could get anything that they want. The parents could come in, parents with over 100 children come in and get what they wanted. Okay, we had managed, if it was like limited T-shirts or something, then we always had someone there to make sure that no one was grabbing too many T-shirts or hoarding a bunch of stuff. You know, we made sure at least everybody got a shirt. And if we had extra, then we had people there who knew how to be fair to make sure everybody got a shirt or something, right? I updated 2 weeks ago. Oh, that's great. I need to get on that. And me and hubby while we retire, we need to get CPR. We need to learn. Thank you for reminding me about that. You know, CPR changes. The techniques changes, I think, like every year. You know, how I know CPR, 5, 6 years ago, it's probably some different techniques now. Joel, that's right. That's him. Thank you. So I knew him. And he would help, he would have 18-wheelers, 18-wheeler trucks that would come by and would bring things. So let's say 18-wheeler is a lot of food, right? And imagine an 18-wheeler driving down Little York, right, east side. You know how narrow Little York is. Imagine an 18-wheeler coming down there, and the neighbors are like, what the hell is happening? Well, of course they're going to think George Foreman was behind it, but he wasn't. It was Rhonda, your girl. George Foreman paid the electric bill. That's it. I had no help from him. I'm just letting you know. I wanted him to at least stop by the youth program and meet the children. He didn't. He didn't. Because sometimes, you know, when you're in boxing, you get a lot of stuff in your head and you start getting all messed up. But, you know, he's from 5th Ward, so he started his life. This is in his book. I'm not shaming him. He has a book out there, and in his book, he tells people how effed up he is. He's an effed up person. He stole from old people and stole from weak, you know, so sometimes you just can't put lipstick on a pig, can you? Just because he got rich, it don't mean he was 100% decent. Of course, there's some things about him that was impressive. But you can't change lipstick on a pig, right? So let's say we had tons of bread left over, right? Canned goods, whatever. I had some incredible friends, Hispanic friends. And I say Hispanic because I like giving credit to the race, right? I don't like just making you think that everything is just one race. I like to give credit to the race, right? So Hispanic people got their trucks. They volunteered. They had trucks. They loaded their trucks full of food. And they passed the food out to their friends in the neighborhood, to people who they knew. Even if they kept it, it was okay. I wasn't going to manage that because we had tons of stuff. So it wasn't like being managerial and want to breathe over people's backs. This is their neighborhood. So I wanted to bring to their neighborhood as much help and love and fairness and whatever. So Eastside says, I saw a movie on YouTube about George Foreman and he got into money trouble. That's what made him go back to boxing the second time when he was in the late 40s. So he went, what made him go to boxing, it's a long story, because like I said, I knew him since I was a kid, and you're right. So, but sometimes movies don't get it 100% right, okay? Sometimes, of course they're not going to, and they have this little disclaimer where they say that, blah, 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 some things are fictional, you know what I'm saying? But he did go broke, and what he would say was he had to make money in boxing because no one's going to hire a freak. This is what he said. I didn't say it. He's a big, tall man. He's heavy, and that's what he called himself. Not that he said that him being super tall, super big man. He said, can you imagine me working at a grocery store, bagging groceries? He said, I have to go back because I always sat across from him. I did his mail, I did his fan mail. I was executive assistant. So back then we were family. So I know him, right? I knew him. I don't know him now. I've been away for 20-some years, happily away. So he was forced to get a job. He's a hard-headed man, right? Once you get a taste of that, you're not going to want to go back and have a boss. So he had to go back into boxing. He didn't have any other skills. So he had no other skills anywhere else, right? He just didn't. So when he went to the Job Corps, of course, he was we call noticed there. He was recognized there by a boxing circle. He was recognized, and that's when it got him in boxing, because in Job Corps he was bad. He was not a good person. And he said this in his book, and I'm not shaming him or saying things illegally. So I have to say that as a disclaimer. I just knew him, and he had this in his book, so it's nothing different. But I'm adding some more enlightenment too, because there's a lot of things people don't know that they got wrong. I would see some shows and stuff on TV, and I'm like, that shit is wrong. You know what I'm saying? Because I knew him, right? I'm like, that's not right. I know better. I know. You know what I'm saying? I knew him before he married his wife, his new wife today. I knew him before George Foreman Grill. As a matter of fact, I helped him with that too. That's a whole nother YouTube. I got to center myself back and trying to answer your questions and stuff. So he went back to boxing, and he started off small. Let me tell you how he started off. And this is not in the book. He had two 5-gallon buckets. He was so out of shape. So over 400 pounds. After he retired, he said he didn't have a nervous breakdown. He had a vision from God. Being around him, I believe it. Knowing him, it's not fake. I believe it. Certain things, you have to be around it. So when he had these visions, you call it nervous breakdowns, other people said, but it's because he had visions of God, and he went back to preaching, right? So long story short, he was over 400 pounds, and he had these two 5-gallon buckets, and he filled the 5-gallon buckets with golf balls. And he'd sit the 5-gallon bucket maybe about 10 feet from him, or further, maybe 10 feet at least. He started off with that because he was so out of shape. He sat down in a chair. He would get up. He had a 5-gallon bucket over there, about 10 feet away, and he had a 5-gallon bucket next to him. And he'd get up and he'd pick up a golf ball. He'd walk over there and he'd drop it in a bucket. And he'd walk back. And he'd pick up a golf ball and he'd go walk over and drop in a bucket. And that was his first workout. George Foreman was the kind of person that worked out with the things he had around him. Like when he was on the farm, he cut trees. He'd fuck up the ranch. Excuse me, y'all. He'd mess up the ranch that my daddy managed. Because he'd cut a tree down and leave it down there. He wouldn't like clean it up after himself. So my dad would clean up the field because, if you have trees laying down the field, it messes up your pasture, right? So he would always chop things. That's true. All those things are true. And so that's just telling you, in short form, that's how he started getting his momentum back in his backyard where he lived in Humble, Texas. It's Humble, where he used to live before he was in Kingwood. Public knowledge. And he had a modest, round-away home that was paid for, and he had modest transportation that was paid for. And I think he just got to a point where he's like, I can't live like this anymore. Too modest. You know what I'm saying? I want more. So he started off, long story short, he started off with fights, worked himself up with no names and worked himself up. And one thing I could say to not just talk about it all the time, but if y'all have questions, you can ask me. But one thing I could say is that he had a natural knack for boxing. It wasn't anything like, he had to build himself up for. No, he was born with that. He was corn-fed. He was hot water cornbread fed. He had some Paul Bunyan. Hell yeah. Yes, Sugar Daddy. He was a natural beast. His punches were natural. It's nothing, he was faking. He's known as the most powerful hitter in history. They don't make him like that no more. They didn't, back then in his day, he didn't work out in a fancy gym. He worked out putting a rope around his arms, have a Jeep behind him. He tied that rope on that Jeep. He put it in neutral, and he pulled that Jeep. That was his workouts. He would go to St. Lucia, and he would work out by running up and down them damn mountains. So that's how he worked out. Now, yeah, he went to the gym and his, and those kinds of things, but he wasn't like they do today, like everything's 100% gym. It was kind of like maybe 30% gym, 70% working out on the farm, 70% working out with just the axe and chopping wood. That's what he did. So just, if you have any questions, again, I always tell people you can ask me. I know, Sugar Daddy said, all said that no one had ever hit him that hard. Oh, Allie, yes. And it's true. It's true. I will tell you what George said about that when he talked to me face to face. You ready? He said, Allie, he said when he was in the ring, George said he gave him all he got. That means he punched him and threw all he had with everything he got. He said that in the ring, Muhammad Ali whispered in his ear, "Is that all you got?" He said, Ali said, "Is that all you got?" George is like, WTF? Ali was magical. He could handle the punches. Even though later on, All these fighters had cracked ribs. You know, they fought while having cracked ribs. Muhammad Ali knew how to get in your head. And he got into George's head. George burnt himself out in the ring. He heard that story. You heard that story, did you really? Yeah. I didn't know where that story, if that story was ever out there, because I don't watch him on TV. You know, I just don't watch him because I get pissed. My husband doesn't want to watch it with me because he sees me always correcting things, and my hubby, he just wants to enjoy watching TV, and I can't help it because I'm correcting it. You know, it's like, that's not true. That's not true, right? So, yeah, he whispered in his ear, "Is that all you got?" But then let me tell you something else that's not in the books, what George claimed. George said when he went to Africa that there was such an overwhelming love for Muhammad Ali that effed with his head too. An overwhelming, I don't think there's a word for it. But the love that Ali had over there, it's like they'd do anything for Muhammad Ali, right? I mean, they just loved Muhammad Ali. He was like their savior and their God, right? So George said to my face, and I don't know if this is any books or anything because I never saw it. He said, I don't know if Muhammad Ali was aware of it, and probably not. But he said the Africans over there hated George so much. This is what he said. I'm just saying. Hello. Fine. That they hated George so much. He felt that someone put some poison. I can believe that. Ali was global, yes. He said that someone put some powder stuff in Ali's glove. And when Ali hit him, that dust went, and he inhaled and went all over him. He said he got to a point where he couldn't see. He felt chemically imbalanced. He felt he was possibly poisoned with whatever. That's probably nowhere out there, what I'm telling you. Probably nowhere out there. I don't know. It could be. That's what he told me. So, I just don't know. I know the love was so huge. It was so huge for Ali. And the hate was so huge for George Foreman. I think anything's possible. Even though I felt Muhammad Ali won the fight. You know what I'm saying? I felt he won it. But sometimes, you know, I know that George had a major problem with forgiving Ali. Not because of that, but because Ali was the only man in this world in his lifetime that could put him on his ass. I hadn't heard that one. Yeah, that Muhammad Ali was the only one that could put him on his ass because George was so full of shit. You know, George is so full of himself. And if you go to his church, he'll tell you, it's not like I'm talking about him. When you go to his church, he has visitors coming there. You can go visit his church on Little York in Houston. You know, ask him if he lets you get that close. But he usually don't have a lot of people going to his church because you know how that can get. Oh, I see 2 little cats over here. Must be 2 males. Hello, baby. Don't fight. Don't fight. There got to be 2 male cats. So, hello. Come here. Meow. Come here, now. Come here. That's Oreo out there, feral cat. Our cats stay in the house. There's 2 feral cats. So like their male cats are trying to fight, but we feed them. So anyway, what was I saying? What I left off at? Let me see where Sugar Daddy said. I hadn't heard that one. The dust in his glove, dirt in the glove. He was saying that with George. George was insulted because in his whole life he was a bully, right? He was an asshole bully, and he never had anybody in his whole life to put him on his ass. to knock him on his ass. And Muhammad Ali was that man that knocked him on his ass. So he had, I'm going to tell you, he had a hate for Ali. As he got older, he matured and he became better. Okay? He became better. That's just how boxers are. That's not like to be shocked about. You know what I'm saying? It's no surprise. But I'm in frappe. So he knocked him flat on his ass. He was insulted. He couldn't get past it. He ended up going from that loss to from hate to being cruel to being saved to changing his life. He says. I believe that because I was around him. I feel that he changed his life. But sometimes not everything changes about someone. Once an asshole is always an asshole. You know, it's going to always be that piece about him as an asshole. He's a boxer. You know, you don't expect him to be, you know, all soft. Especially he comes from back in the day, right? The old school. So, later on, in order for him to get his mind right, he had to, you know, really move beyond that. You know, don't have that hate and stuff in you, and he did. And how he was able to move beyond it, which I don't think he ever really moved beyond 100%, he had to face it and forgive himself and to be friends with Ali. And he did. And they ended up having, I don't know how genuine the friendship was. I feel it was. I feel that, especially when he found out Ali was sick and things, and so he bonded. And he started doing public appearances with Ali and Joe Frazier. And that took a lot. He's a very stubborn person, so that took a lot out of him to do that. And it was a part of his healing and a part of getting in that messed up brain, you know, because boxers, their heads get messed up to be able to move forward, you know. And so that's what happened. He ended up, you know, I think later on in life, he ended up respecting him and really loving him. I have to say that, to be honest, you know, that he had to do that. For him to be a better man, he had to do that. To respect, you know, Ali, because the truth is there's no one like him. And the truth is no one has done what he has done. When he has brought peace, when he's had challenges, when people try to take his life, and he got into a religion that he was so hated for. You know, he said a lot of things when it wasn't popular. Of course, he didn't give a damn, right? Muhammad Ali was just a brilliant person when it came to activism. I never knew Muhammad Ali personally. I respect him. I've talked to him on the phone. But it wasn't like I talked to him like we were friends. I talked to him because I was a secretary. Hey, George, Mr. Muhammad Ali is on the phone. So I ain't going to be trying to like blow smoke up my ass. But I had to be professional. You know, I couldn't be starstruck, you know, in running his office. I couldn't be, unprofessional. So, yeah, so this giving y'all, this is Saturday morning, I'm giving y'all the goods. Finally, after having a channel for 7 months, I've been hinting around it, and I finally feel comfortable talking about it because I didn't want anybody to be a part of my channel because my affiliation. I was just telling Brian yesterday how we all know someone famous personally. Exactly. We all know somebody famous, especially with us now having the internet. But, you know, I come from a town, you know, where I grew up around that, and I wanted to not talk about it when I first started my channel because I wanted my credibility and who I am to resonate first. So you all can go, oh, we have some comparisons. I could see her giving him the help he needs. I could see Rhonda being a balance in his life, being the moral authority, the voice of reason. You know what I'm saying? I wanted you all to get to know me for me. I didn't want to drop a dime, you know what I'm saying, for likes or subscribers. You know, when you know somebody famous, they're just as human as as we all are. They're just as human, and their shit stinks. They belch and have gas. They got issues, and they suffer anxiety, and they nothing. They're just human. They end up just in their way. I think the difference between famous people and someone like me, I'm not going to put other people out there. The difference is that I said no. I'd rather be broke than have to sell my soul or compromise myself for something. And I'm not saying everybody famous has done it, but I do think the majority of famous people have had to give up something. Their morals, they had to compromise themselves, like I said. They had to do something bad to get that big money, right? Sugar Daddy said, you could be more correct. They had to. I'm broke and happy because I didn't make those choices, but rich people paid me to help them. You see what I'm saying? We everyday people, you know, we get paid to help famous people because they need that moral authority. They need that moral compass. They need that voice of reason because they really kind of skipped that and got distracted and sold themselves out. They make sacrifices for you. Sure, exactly. So I was that person, you know, that could do that in that time, you know, and knew that I needed to make a decision to get out of that job. Because sometimes when you're around people like that too long, because they want you to live for them. They want you to give up your life for them. He didn't believe in a woman wearing pants and lipstick. There were certain things I did not want to feel control. And it wasn't just because I mean, when I worked around him, I didn't wear lipstick because I wasn't into makeup that anyway. And I love wearing dresses, so that wasn't a big deal. But I'm just saying small examples of why I'm not working for him. It's more other stuff too. But I knew it was my time to go because one thing, he did not keep his promise. He lied. Another thing, he, you know, when I'm a professional, so when I work for somebody, I'm never going to cross that line to be so personal. I'm not going to do it. I think he really got into some what you call rich people. Rich people get bored. So there's what you would call rich man games, rich people's games. And I don't play that. My children are more important to me, my family. And I just gave up a whole lot of money to just be a mom. You know, just be not famous. You know, just to raise my daughters safely and not around things that I saw could put my daughter's life in harm, because almost every year something, or every, let's say 5 years, something catastrophic would happen to his family, right? I know it's everyday things you can't help. But, you know, there is a family member that drove a motorcycle into a tree and, right, was unalived himself. There was a drowning on his ranch that made public news. They make sacrifices, sure. My me time is unavailable. Exactly. Invaluable, yes. There is always someone dying in his family from accidents. I'm not saying it was karma. I don't like using the word karma. You know what I'm saying? I think just life happens, but I think when people lack responsibility, I'm not saying George. I'm just saying people lack responsibility. Shit happens. It was always something catastrophic happening as recent as, um, and I would say this with love in my heart because I knew her personally. I grew up with her. And I'm not going to go in deep details about it, but his daughter unalived herself. And my family knew her mother and knew, I grew up with Monk and Frida. You understand? So it touches my soul and heart. So that killed me when I heard that happen. That killed me. That killed me. Thank God I didn't die, right? But it killed my soul. I'm like, what? So I say that out of compassion and love and not a gossip columnist. You know, I say these things not to gloat or brag about me, but to just in a humble way as possible, let you know my value and to let you get to know me first. That my content and who I am is built around who I am as a person, and that I have gifts and knowledge to help someone else. And I just made a decision not to work for him anymore. And I'm so proud about it. Because I have a very peaceful life. Gotta make those decisions, right? When you have jobs, just because they're famous, you don't have to keep the job. You don't have to give up your whole life to be their servant. You don't have to give up your whole life to breathe, eat, drink all things him or somebody else. I want to live my own life, right? I didn't want my daughters raised directly under that. When they got older, then they made decisions, that's their choices. But when it came to me as a mother, then I wanted my kids to be able to be transparent and be able to be free. But also I needed to at least be the first to kind of teach them some things before someone else got in their head. And during the summer, they would go over there during the summer because that's their family. And they'd go over there and stuff and can't hide it, you know. So they'd learn some things and see some things that Mama didn't know about. All I could say, I did the best I could. And they're grown now, and I'm so happy. But yeah, about the youth center program, that's one. I've accomplished many great things. Or I could say we, because I had some wonderful volunteers. And I had a wonderful woman that was my ride or die. I think her name was Rhonda, Wanda. And she helped me. She was my rock when I broke down. And I will go into another YouTube to discuss, and y'all can remind me in another live, I could share with you what broke me down. We all have stories, yeah. What broke me down, and it was criminal. Not on my part. That'll be another one, on down the line somewhere. Not that I'm trying to build anticipation or do clickbait. It's just how much I'm able to share. Because obviously I'm feeling really good to talk about it for the first time in 7 months since I've had a channel. That I try to let people also to understand that you can live your own life, that you don't have to be, even if you have people in power that's in your life, that's your boss, that's a president, that's a CEO, that's president of the United States of America, that's a famous woman, because women are trifling too. If you are reading some signs that something is not right, do not stay. And if you quit just like that, guess what, people? You can make it without that bullshit. You can make it. Don't have anybody to control you, to bring you and pull you in so much that you lose your identity or you don't have an identity. It's worth going flat broke for your freedom. It's worth that. And then Mocha says, I definitely agree. And so I love you, Mocha. And thank you so much for being around where you could be the first people that I've told this to. Because I feel good around East Side and Sugar Daddy and Lola and Mocha's sister that I feel good that I can share that with you. Even though I know the world has access still, I just see it as we're all in a circle sitting down listening to each other talk, and me sharing some things with you that I need to be transparent with you eventually, even though I know you all probably wouldn't have cared, you know what I'm saying? But and that's good, but for me, I had to be ready. And because what makes me more of who I am is what I had contributed to the George Foreman Youth Program, is why I mention it, that was my soul and my heart. It wasn't him. It wasn't the fame, because he didn't do anything to help me with that. I was on my own. And I thank God I was on my own, because I've learned a lot, and it was hard. What I'm saying was hard, not because I wanted it easy. It was hard based upon the harassment and the bullying and the things I got from people. But I made it to the end. There was a formal graduation. I had graduation. We had a formal graduation. We had a neighborhood that brought in food, who brought in, I had printed gifts, nice rewards, graduation certificates from the program. So these kids will have something tangible, that they could have something they could look at for the rest of their life. And hopefully it could keep them out of trouble, that they could remember that these field trips is something that they could have, something great to look forward to, that they have some hope, that they could see something outside of their neighborhood. Even though the neighborhood was family and some beautiful things happened there in the hood, like what Lola was talking about, still there are elements there that parents and other people, we have to protect ourselves from. Every environment, everywhere. And those are challenges for especially little kids, seeing some things that they're not supposed to hear or see, right? Now, we parents, we can try to be all that, even though we know in our, not only parents, teachers, godfathers, godmothers, we give up all of our, we put our barriers down and uplift our very raw energy into reaching out and helping people. So they had what did Mocha's sister say? Great work, you did, planting seeds. Thank you, sweetheart. Thank you. And that was years ago. And long story short, I was never rewarded for that by George Foreman. I was never rewarded. I had a newspaper, Houston newspaper came and did an article on me, and I have a copy of it. Jerry's little bitty girl on the front, and Christiana, she was somewhere in the back. I had a community garden. I had someone in the neighborhood that brought their tractor and plowed up an area so I could have a community garden for the kids to put their hands in dirt, because they've never put their hands in dirt their whole life. They thought dirt was ugly, nasty, and bad. So I taught them how to put their hands in that soil, and I said that the teaching from it was that the soil, the earth is life. So you tilt your soil as you invest in life, and you tilt your life. You continuously, like what Mocha was saying about planting seeds. That was my philosophy when I would stand in front of over 100 kids and parents. And I would tell them my philosophy was, when you put your hands in that dirt, that's God, right? That's something that's all of us, right? It's something very beautiful in dirt, right? It's our gift, and you put a seed in it. That's how you do life, right? Like Mocha's sister said, planting seeds. You put seed in it. And guess what else do you do to your life? You water your life, right? You nurture, you drink water. You give yourself, my hubby's here. Hello, baby. Come give me a kiss. Oh, I love you, honey. This is Andre. He's here.
No, I'm not. It's a ghost. They can't see me. I got my invisible.
I want some wet sugar.
I can't get wet. I can get moist though.
Ugh. I don't like that word.
I can get real moist.
This is my hubby. I just love him. I have a mic out here if you want to put on a mic.
No, I'm ready to go back in there because I'm boiling potatoes and
Oh,
everything.
tell him what you're cooking, sweetie. Mocha says hi.
Hey, Mocha sister. I'm just preparing my stuff for tomorrow. I'm spatchcocking a chicken.
Spatch what?
Cock.
What's that?
I'm spatchcocking a chicken.
Sugar Daddy says hi.
Hey, Sugar Daddy.
Spatch what?
And I'm making this I'm briming the chicken right now. And I'm making this paste that I'm going to put on top of the chicken tomorrow. And I'm making mashed sweet potatoes. Sure. And I'm trying to figure out what else I'm going to make with it. But
it shirt says, if zombies chase us, I'm tripping you. That's what his shirt says. If zombies chase us, I'm tripping you. I always buy hubby's cool t-shirts.
So there's more women out here than men, so we get into a zombie apocalypse. I'm tripping her ass.
No, you won't. You're supposed to be saving me.
Yeah, I'm going to save you to trip you so I can get away.
Are you serious? That's trifling.
Man got to do what he got to do.
Whatever. Get out. Get out.
I'm tripping you first.
Can you believe that? And I end up buying that shirt for him. It's perfect. He in there cooking. A sweet hubby got something really good for us Saturday night. Yeah, and to let y'all know, check me out. With 1 hour into Rhonda's Lovely Sparks and continue the youth program talk. And just want to tell you all welcome to Rhonda's Lovely Sparks. Thank you for being here. Thank you. It sounds like naughty things with a spatula. I'm telling you, he said something. I don't know what the hell he's talking about. Once he tells me, I'm going to let y'all know. Tune in to me later on. And plus, today at 1 o'clock, y'all, we have Popeyes, 6 episodes. Okay? I'm going to go back talking about George Foreman. But we have Popeye 6 episodes and some vintage commercial. Sugar Daddy, Eastside Herald, all of y'all ladies out there, with the 1966 GTO commercial. Hi, come on over here. That's my neighbor. That's Amber. Remember I told you about Amber? Well, we give Amber some food. This is Amber. Come here, baby. How are you doing? I'm live. Is it okay for you to say hi to my friends? Mm-hmm. Okay. So here's Amber, everybody. Say hi, Amber. Those are my friends. Hi. And this is she's like a daughter for me. This is my sweetheart, Amber. And so it's good to see you. What you been up to today?
Nothing.
Yeah? Are you staying cool? Mm-hmm. Are you getting thank you for knocking on my door today.
Yeah, boss.
Yeah, you told me it was a package outside. Are you okay?
Yeah, I said my shoe.
Is it ants?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Well, I'm going to sprinkle some ant killer to kill them, okay? Well, it's good to see you, sweetheart. Thank you for helping me. Okay, everybody, that's Amber. That's her. Remember I told you my neighbor? Okay, cool. I'll play some games for you all. Games until then. Okay, Sugar Daddy. And so Popeyes, it's some vintage Popeyes. And I was saying GTO. And it's also, back in 1939, okay? 1939, there was a World Series, baseball, right? World Series. There's a commercial, Gillette sponsored the World Series back in 1939. There is a commercial with 4 famous baseball players back in that day who were in the World Series. That's in the commercial. Vintage, okay? 1930, is it 1939? I keep thinking, yes. 1939, Gillette, the razor, shaving. I like finding things that gets me going, gets me excited because I like vintage things, right? And I know it's appealing. And if I tell you all or share with you the meat and potatoes of it, then you can even appreciate it more. How you like going somewhere and you don't know what the venue is about? Who wants to do that? Don't you want to know what the venue is about, kind of? So there's some more commercials on there too. There's a Camel commercial, cigarette commercial, and the commercial is like, cigarettes are healthy for you. what the hell is? I mean, they're literally saying that in the commercial. So it's some commercials in there. I try not to go over 1 hour, even though I have with other stuff like Speed Racer, Speed Racer and I think Little Rascals tribute. Things you can't help, but to make sure, that you stay true to their art and the content that they make more than an hour. I have to do that. But if it's something I'm building and I have full control over it, I try my best to make sure I edit it to where it's no more an hour, because I know you all are busy on Saturdays. You could spend an hour with me, but then you got to go, right? And you could come back tonight and look at a sandals, east side. I have a sandal. It's called Sandal and Sand. And what that means, it's like a Hercules, but it's Italian version, and it's in English. And so it's like a Hercules, and it's called the strongest man in the world. And it's another one called Kendar, which is known for it's Italian. Okay. At the same time, Macasta, Macasta, Maciste, something like that. It's Italian, meaning Italian Hercules. And so great stuff. I have just good stuff. I love you all, and I put in a lot of my personal touches because I love you, and I know that people are, and the audience, looking at it, and I want you all to get a lot of things out of it. Plus, I feel naturally the way I'm wired is going to be different than everybody else's stuff, right? So I'm very secure, and when I do things, it's going to be so different. I have a lot of people who own movie channels. They are subscribed to my channel. And I don't feel insecure that they're subscribed, because I'm a YouTube content creator and I'm subscribed to a couple movie channels. But welcome back, Lola. But I also believe too that there could be a couple on there who don't have really good intent. And I think they are the ones who could be moles, who are not doing nice things on my channel. I had Gulliver's Travels, 1930 something, that was public domain and legal. And someone reported it and found out that when I went and disputed, because I ended up getting a strike, get 3 strikes, my channel shut down. I ended up getting a strike. So I ended up disputing it and fighting it, showing proof that it's public domain. And it was a company out of England that I respect. But they didn't have public domain of the show of this year because it was redone. So I ended up talking to them, sent them an email, worked it out. They didn't retract the complaint. YouTube went ahead and erased the strike. Got rid of it because what I was able to prove here in America, it says public domain from 4 legitimate sources. And yeah, Gulliver Travels. And a week later, I ended up getting another, yes, Sugar Daddy, I ended up getting another strike. And I think there's some people, and I'm not paranoid, I'm not insecure, but I think there's some people there that kind of feel like they're I'm trying to, the mole, like they are Hall, Hall, Hall Nazis. You ever heard that before? Like they over obsessed. So if they see something maybe they weren't able to get and they see I've done it, they automatically have profiled me as being a woman of color, and I'm stupid and ignorant. You understand? And there is that percentage out there, even though it's small, it's a percentage out there. And, so it's still there. And, so I have been definitely looking into doing a backup YouTube channel and getting all my invites to transfer all my members, not all, but most, subscribed and transferred over there, just in case something gets shut down. Then you all are already there. So I am working on that to build some backup, okay? And if I end up disappearing before, my channel ends up getting shut down before I get to everybody, then look up my name. It'll be under Rhonda's Sparks, not Rhonda's Lovely Sparks. It'll be Rhonda's Sparks. Google that. Oh, look what I have. I have a cat visitor. Hi, baby. Hi. Come get you some food. Come here. Hi. You want some food? Hello. Can y'all see her? Can y'all see the cat? Hi. Can y'all see her over there? Hi. Hi, baby. Yes, you could get some food. Come here. Come get some food. So, like I said, we have some feral cats that visit, and we feed them, give them water, and, backup channels. Sorry that happened. Yes, Mocha. I see my little cat over there. I see these are my feral cats. Yeah, it's scary because we know that people out there, people can lie, and put some bad things. And even though, there's a 90-day process of it, being removed, still, during 90 days, what could happen? So I'm breathing. I'm trying to just get everything, I've been working really hard. I did not have a book reading yesterday because I've been underground, working hard and getting a new channel built. You all, people who know me on Facebook, you all who are moderators, who got my emails, check in with me if you see something kind of strange happening, and I'll email you. And if you all could help me by putting the word out there that I've started a new channel, I'll be networking with you. I have a couple of your emails confidentially. Thank you. That's kept confidential. And I'll be communicating with you, and also Roland reviews. I'll be letting her know, if something goes down. So I'm informing my closest people, my moderators, my beautiful friends, my best friends, who are even not moderators. I have a lot of friends on there that are not moderators. So that's why I'm just telling you all live. So I have been taking extra precaution. I did remove 20 videos and I'm go back to George Foreman conversation. I did remove 20 questionable movies. Okay, I removed 20 from my channel. So you'll see my numbers go down when it comes to videos, even though I still have 845 videos. But I've told people, just send me an email and I'll work things out because I'm still new at this. But I have some resources like the archive, the United States of America archives. Become a member a while back to be a member of copyright, United States copyright. And plus I'm trying to see if I could get some people in my corner that can provide legal services for artists like me. So in case I need to really take it up another notch and, have someone else to represent me, something like that. So you'll be seeing something. I'll be just letting you all know right now, the attacks I'm getting. And thank you all for your support. So if I end up disappearing, that's what happened. Just communicate through me through the Facebook and your emails. And some of you all have my cell phone. If you want my cell phone number, send me an email and I'll send you my cell phone number. Because if we have emails, that means you can have my cell phone number too, okay? And we'll communicate like that. So we got a backup plan. We do. I know that a friend of mine, Lady Libra too, is pissed about that. She goes, what? But your channel is about positivity and this and that. Yeah, but there's always people that are hurting innocent people. You could be innocent. And there's some people that profile you and misjudge you because they think you're just randomly doing crap without being, smart about what you're doing, and there's people that's just mean-spirited, what I'm saying? And I had a feeling when I was growing, I kind of, I saw someone look like my parents. Okay, it's not. I don't want to look paranoid, but I've always had a feeling my parents are going to, pop up. And I'm estranged from my parents, just so that you all know. Not anything that I'm delighted about, but I'm living with that. And it looks just like my dad's truck. And I thought, I could see my parents showing up with the mean-spirited people. That's a whole nother YouTube. But So giving my trustee people, an update. But back to closing out or you all can ask me questions about my affiliation with George Foreman to let you all know that, yeah, I had things to offer him. And there were some nuggets of things I've learned from him that if you have questions, I'll share with you because I can authentically say some decent things about him. I'm not bitter, you know what I'm saying? I'm not bitter. It's just I'm being honest, but I'm so proud of decisions that I've made uh, that sometimes, you have to make decisions and be smart enough to make decisions soon. Don't sit there and make decisions when things are too late. So I was glad to make decisions early where I could still have a peace of mind. Um, but, he's probably it's a good fit for other people. It just wasn't a good fit for me. It wasn't a good fit for me. And those are decisions you have to make, even if it's just decisions you have to make in life that are hard decisions. But with the youth program, it was successful. One day I'll get the article. I have it in a frame. It's in my storage room, in my craft room. I don't call it storage room. It's my craft room because I believe in positive energy. I'm not calling it storage room. It has life in it, right? And so I'm going to find it. I'm going to read the article with you all and show it so I can have some evidence. But I know you all want to know. And because I'm always big on not expecting you all just to believe me. And I'm not really concerned about people not believing me. But I am wanting to be transparent, so you all can trust, me even more. Because I think it's fair. It's fair for me to show you. Show you what I'm talking about, share with you. And most of all, what's more important for me is to have it filmed because everything on my YouTube, I have a copy. So if I restart a new channel, I can copy it. I'm good. So if you get some invites from Rhonda Sparks, it's me. And if I have to provide some more ID before you join, that's fine. But I'm going to be I'm going to be building a channel. I'm going to be sending you invites to a second channel, which is my backup. Yeah, it's a long story about my life. One day, if I do, I am like vlogging. Show the George Foreman Youth Center article, newspaper article, and that's about archiving. Because I want to have visual evidence of things of my life. So when my grandchildren and my children inherit my channel, if something happens to me and my husband's still alive, he can inherit the channel. And they'll have something great to fall back on, to look at, to remember me, right? If it's about the Tulsa riots and the survivors of my family of the Tulsa massacre, if it's about me, working for famous people and my intellectual property, we have some evidence. So journaling, vlogging, archiving, things like that. But with the George Foreman Youth Center, I had my talents to bring in. And at that time, I believe what made me feel good was not really being his executive assistant, but what made me feel so complete was, thank you, just need to find it. Okay, that's fine. And thank you for reaching out extra. And I'll make sure my closest people will have my cell phone if you request it. If you don't request my cell phone number, and I'm not going to give it out because I don't want to, I have this thing where I can overkill on information. If you want it, you can request it. Go, hey, Rhonda, can I have your cell number so we can text each other if you want. And I'm not big on texting people. If you text me, I will respond. So I'm not like one of these people that text you to death and become one of these people that harass the hell out of you and you end up blocking. I don't do that. But yeah, I was saying I had something to give, and that the youth program was my life's worth. It was so beautiful. It was a lot of work. It came out to be a great success. I had some opposition who lived in Fifth Ward. Quickly, I will say, yeah, I arrived at my youth program the next morning because I'd get there 5 o'clock every morning, and the whole place was trashed. They tore through the bread, the food. They went through everything. They broke my computer. They just trashed it. And how I found out who it was that his family member told me. Rest in peace, she's no longer alive. Ain't nobody got time for all that texting. I know, right? If you text me, I'll embrace you, okay? I don't want you to feel that, if you text me, Rhonda going like, what? What you texting me for? I ain't like that. Because I know the people that are close to me, you know who I'm talking to. You know. The ones out there, you're the ones, right? They're close to me, okay? In the past, back in the day, I would never done that. But right now, I know who I'm talking to. So, but yeah, they when I left that night, quickly I'll get to this. I was almost I got up late at night. I was by myself. I had my 2 daughters with me, and someone walked up behind me with a gun, put it to my head. And I kept begging him, and I was like, my kids are in the car. Please. Right? Long story short, it was a family member playing a prank. I didn't know who it was that night, but it was rich people playing games. I'm able to talk about it now. It was rich people playing games. And I almost gave up. I had this wonderful lady, my rock, came by. I stayed in a rent house on Little York. When I left Kingwood and went to one of his rent houses, and I stayed there because I wanted to be walking distance from the youth program. They ended up finding out from a very close family member of his, told me the truth of what happened. Maybe I'm not completely over it. I think when I talk about it, I'm over it. But when I talk about it, you understand? It's like telling it. It's different than you're learning how to live with it, right? So after I stayed. She came to my house, my rock, and she came to my house. I was crying, I was bawling, I was scared, nervous. I went back, washed my face, completed the program for 3 more weeks, had a graduation, and I got into my truck and I did the finger and I said, not the program, but that person, I said, I'm never coming back, and I quit. So I try to give you more information. That I'm far from being a pansy. I'm a strong woman, and I stayed for the kids. I stayed and completed the program, even though I was harassed and bullied. And there was a best friend of mine who was George Foreman's nephew, who works for the Houston Police Department today. He would leave work. He redid his schedule, and he would leave work and come to the youth program to give me security. Since that happened, we were best friends growing up because we used to go fishing together every summer. Well, he grew up and started working for Houston Police, and he would come by and volunteer to give me security. So it's a lot of story. It's a long story about my life. But after the graduation, I left, and I said, no regrets. My babies, I called all my kids out there, my kids, my babies. They graduated successfully. I was there to the end. So yeah, when my husband first met me and we first met, he told me, he said, you sure are such a beautiful person to have so much shit happen to you. You still are so beautiful. That's what he told me. He said to have so much shit happen to you, you are so beautiful. I said, well, hang around this chick because I got a lot of stories to tell you, hubby. And I got a lot to tell you about me. Like, how did I overcome? How did I get out of bitterness? How did I get out of being homeless? How did I get rid of negativity? How did I keep from getting a stroke? How I had to get away and become happily estranged from my parents. I love you too, Mocha. I have a long story, and Mocha's known me since I had babies. Mocha's sister known me since I had little bitty girls, since I was pregnant. She knew me way, way back then. And she knew me when I guess I got a divorce. Then I did a disappearing act because I was homeless. Internet wasn't important to me. It was becoming self-sufficient. And when I got out of homelessness and worked myself back up again, independently, didn't ask for anybody help in my family. I did it myself with prayers and nuns and programs. They were my family. And ended working myself up to self-sufficiency. So my Mocha sister, she's known me for a lifetime. And this is the first time probably Mocha's sister heard me talk about that. I have little hints, I give little things out, but just let you know how I've kept it in. I've kept it in for a very long time because I don't want people to feel that I'm talking about this and trying to make myself internet famous. I don't need him and his name. I don't need that. So I only mention it because I felt that if I keep it in, I'm keeping from someone else learning from me. I'm keeping from someone else when someone else might be going through something like that. And maybe when I share this story, it can help them, right? Sometimes when we hold information, we are holding back what we're destined to do. So I said, well, it's time. It's impressive. I understand. It's okay. Because I put myself into the program. And he can't take that from me. My worth. And that's advice for you all. Your worth. No matter what you go through, are you going to get famous for it? Probably got to be happy you're not going to get famous for it. Are you going to be mentioned in his movies? Better not mention me. He better not mention me in any of his movies. There'll be lies anyway if he did. Don't mention me. Get with me, get with my attorney, we're going to sign some stuff, but don't mention me. So far I've been seeing material been put out. So far I haven't seen me in it, because he knows you weren't nice. You weren't decent. And everybody is guilty. Not everybody. I'm just saying, especially famous. Let's say that. People who prey on broke people. People who are insecure. People who are sick. People who don't have anything. These people prey on people who are hurting. Like a lot of these preachers out there, famous people out there praying, presidents, right? Bill Clinton, he prayed upon Monica Lewinsky. It's true. I'm not talking about party. I'm talking about the truth, how people use power. P. Diddy. They use their power to F with people. You go, well, this woman, she was grown, she knew better. Look, when you are vulnerable and you have nothing and you're homeless, and you're starving, you don't know what people will do to survive. And I'm not going to blame people who make probably bad decisions to try to survive. Now, murdering people and messing with little kids and doing that kind of stuff, no excuses. You got to go. But when it comes to just honest, good people out there who have to make some crucial decisions to survive, even if it's someone who's a prostitute, right? If someone who is on parole, you served your time. Someone who did drugs, you recover from drugs and alcohol, you're putting in the good work, right? Someone who has mental challenges, you're putting in the good work. You're not out there like being a coward and getting one of these and going out and just blasting people out at the movie theater, in the grocery store. I was watching New York news last 2 days because we get World TV. It's not satellite. It's through this great program, company called Stream Era, ERA. It's really good. $32 a month, World TV. Everything that's televised, even HBO, nothing, it doesn't cost extra. This company has actually asked me to where I could put them on my channel, where I could sponsor them and they'll give me a discount. I haven't really made up my mind if I want to do that. I might, because it's really good. It's a really good channel. And they have let's say 5 channels of CBS New York. Well, let's say if one doesn't come through too good on the internet, then you can go to another CBS backup, or you can go Eastern, Pacific, Central Standard Time. You will never miss a show. You know what I'm saying? So it's a good. I'm trying to see where I was at. I'm just all over the place. Sometimes I have to go to the last chat. It's a part of your own blessings. Yeah, so that's what we're talking. Thank you, Sugar Daddy. Sugar Daddy said it's a part of your own blessings. I've seen Sugar Daddy and all of y'all. I've received more blessings than ever. It's why I'm so like excited about life, because I've had a lot to overcome, right? But I didn't make that, a part of everything about me, my overcoming, even though it's a very important part of my roots, right? But at the same time, I've been through some shit. But not trying to say I've been through it more than you all. And I was talking about people recovering from drugs and alcohol, and you're on parole. And I said you served your time, and you did some things, and you worked through some things to make yourself a better person. Good for you. You won't see me judging you, because I've worked with people. I work with the underbelly of people. The underbelly. I loved working with it. It was heart-wrenching. It wasn't like I loved it because I got entertained. I loved it because I mattered, right? That what I did mattered. It worked, right? It helped. That was in my early years in the 90s. So just letting you know, I kind of give people, I have over 400 new subscribers, and kind of get them a feel of who I am. Let them know me, people who don't know me. Kind of get an understanding where I come from. From what I see, I could be wrong, but I feel I'm the only black woman online that has a movie channel that produces and edits her own movies, and have nostalgia commercials, and who actually have, not say I'm better than anybody. I'm not, but I'm proud about that. It could be some people out there. There's some great artists out there. I'm not saying I'm better, but I'm saying my worth, right? That my talent and my skills that I have contributed in life helps me today. And I could put that skill into me instead of helping millionaires become more filthy rich, right? You got to find a place in your life where you can invest those skills into yourself and find some value. Just start building. And when you start building, then you'll find your niche. And when you find your niche, then you'll go, shit, I got it. And you're going to keep practicing until you get it, until you form, right? Until you build a formation. You're the only one I've seen ever do movies. I thank you. I mean, that's what I'm thinking. I've been on the internet since the 90s, and I haven't seen it. It could be out there. If I do see it, I'm going to definitely promote their channel on my channel. I'm going to promote them. It could be where I'm stepping into a circle of jealous people who don't want me, that I'm a threat. I'm a threat to them, right? I know this. I just don't like it when someone's trying to sabotage my hard work that I've earned. That it's not any ugly, bad premise behind it, even though content creators can do what they want and they're good at what they do, and I'm not judging their shit, right? But I'm saying just what I think about myself, what I think about me. There's a lot of things I've learned that I brought to the table when I worked for him. I always open the mic for anybody who has questions about him, and I could either tell you, yes, this is what it is, or I could tell you, this is what I think it is, or I could tell you, oh, I'm sorry, I can't answer that, because I definitely, could only tell you from my experience, what my feelings are. And there's no such thing as a bad or embarrassing question or a dumb question or something that seems to be so insensitive. No, I'm going to answer it. Envy has always been around. Yes, unfortunately, I'm telling you, it's terrible. You're right about that, Sugar Daddy. Envy has always been around. It don't even have to be a logical answer, huh? And it don't even have to be because I'm black. And it doesn't have to be because I'm a woman. A black woman. For the most part, pretty much it is because of that. For the most part, it is. And for the other part, it's just some people just, like you said, just doing whatever. They got mean spirit. So hopefully, maybe if they're a subscriber, which they are, I don't know who they are. I've been trying to figure out how can I block subscribers, and there's no way to block them. I can hide them, but the only thing that does is that it hides them from me seeing them. That doesn't help me if you're still there and you're hidden. I just don't want you on my page, right? I don't want you on my YouTube, whatever it is that I might assume who's doing this, right? But you can't block anybody when you have a channel. Can't kick them out. So that's unfortunate, YouTube. And I've been signing up for research studies. Who are you trying to block? Not you. Not you. But I'll send a private message. If you have a way of sending a private message, I'll send it to you. But I can't say it on here. And then Sugar Daddy says, could be just because people like you. Who knows? Exactly. Yeah. Could be people who like me. Right? We don't know. And I could tell you, side. You send me a personal, private message. I have an email on my YouTube. Feel free to send me a message. Tell me who you are, and I'll be transparent with you because you all are my rock, especially the ones who wear the wrenches. And if you know somebody that deserves a wrench, let me know, and I'll give them a wrench. Through you, I'll trust you. Okay, and I'll do it. That's not a problem for me. A lot of people choose, I'm gonna get a wrench. Is it? No, I mean, it's easy. It's just a click. It's not hard. It's not hard for me to do that. So if anybody making you think it's hard, it's not. They're just being assholes. It's not hard. I'm telling it. I'm giving y'all like the scoop, okay? I'm giving you the scoop. But yeah, I end up leaving that program and end up continuing doing great work for community. And I've done a lot, like I said, during that one summer. It was a program that was ran by his brother who died at a very young age. Oh, that email. I'd already found it. Okay, good. Sugar Daddy, you got it. lovelybrownfemale@gmail.com. And just identify yourself as Sugar Daddy. If your name is different, you put Sugar Daddy. And I'll we'll communicate. And if you want my cell phone number, say, I want your cell phone number. Okay, and I'll give you my cell phone number because I believe there's certain people need to have it in case we need to text each other. You know what I'm saying? For whatever emergency reason, for whatever. It'll be just, to me, an extra backup resource of security. Just in case, just in case. And like I said, I handle everything out of greatest confidentiality. Everybody who knows me, who have sent me their emails and their personal information, it's confidential and they trust me. So I know it'll stay that way. It'll stay that way. That's how I am. I'm very serious about my stuff. I'm very serious about my reputation too. I have a big reputation on Yahoo, for years. For Yahoo groups and things like that, I got a reputation. So I protect that. That's my thing I built. Not that I'm trying to impress anybody. I just built that, and spent a whole lot of time building that. My hands are shaking because my elbow's on this wood, and sometimes the nerve endings, if I rest so much on that arm, so I don't have any nerve problems. But if I did, I would tell you the truth, what's going on with my health. So I'm cool. So far, thank you, Lord. So Mocha Sister said, indeed. Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. Yeah, that's why I came on live today. I don't know how long I've been hour and 38 minutes. We do have the 1 o'clock coming in. I always say, people, if you see something, especially moderators, if you see something that just don't look right or something I said wrong or whatever you see I'm doing on the channel, holler at you, girl. Tell me, if there's requests, if there's recommendations, it's just whatever. My sister-in-law is the only one who does that out of she told me not to give her where she lives anymore. So Miss TR, my sister-in-law. And I respect that because she has a reason why. There's bad people online. Okay? So she changed her mind and she's like, yes, that's it. No, it's lovely, BRN. Female. So Lovely, B as in boy, R as in Ralph, N as in Nancy, female, Female. Type it again. I want to make sure you get it right. It's okay. You don't have to retry it. It's okay. At gmail.com. Lovely brown female. I say brown like it's spelled out, but it's not. It's abbreviated. And you say, why is she called Lovely Brown Female? Lovely Brown Female goes way back in me and Mocha sister days. yeah, that's it. At gmail.com. That Lovely Brown Female goes way back in Mocha sister day. That's my artist name. And all of my communication, and what I'll do, I'll communicate with you or you communicate with me, anything, right? But what I'll do, I kept my artist name because people go way back, right, Mocha? They go back before, when my kids are in my belly. We go way, way back. So she knows me by Lovely Brown Female. That was my artist name. That's way back in the day. So I still keep Lovely, Rhondaslovelysparks. That's Lovely is my artist name because my mother would always tell me, back in that day when they were more mentally healthy, I was a little girl and they always called me Lovely. They go, "You're so lovely. You're so lovely." I heard that a lot. Hi there. I like your shirt, Black King. Hey, what's up? Oh, thank you, sweetheart. Good to see you. I'm always talking to people. He's such a sweetie. He's got a black, beautiful T-shirt with his natural hairstyle, and he goes, he's on the T-shirt. It says Black King. And then guess what? He called me Black Queen. That's beautiful. I love my neighbors. They're so wonderful, and it's people I have never met. And I say I love them because you can feel it, right? What's happened to talking to a stranger? We know what's happened, but I'm very happy that I can still be like that with strangers and not having to be too revealing. But I could say hi, because your neighbors will be the one that's going to save your life one day. Yeah, Lovely, BRN, female at gmail.com. That's my old artist email. Goes back in the day. I think it was before Gmail had email accounts. Back in the day, y'all. I started being on the internet in 1992. What y'all could say about that? 1992, when my little girl, she was brought into this world on Valentine's Day, my firstborn, 1992. So yeah, what about the George Foreman Youth Program? We had a garden. We had I forgot what you call it right now. I can't think of it, but it means like a boot camp. It was a friendly boot camp for parents who signed up their sons. If a girl wanted to be in it, they could. We had 20 boys in it, young men, in this boot camp for the summer. And it was boot camp, not the harsh ones. I even had a field trip to Scared Straight program in Sugar Land, Texas. A tour bus took them to Sugar Land, Texas. You can Google Sugar Land, and they have, I think, the only best Scared Straight program as I know of in Texas. And these kids didn't need to be scared straight. They were really good kids. Hello, baby.
Once you try this, tell me what you think.
Okay. He wants me to sample some food. So they didn't want to be a part of they weren't bad to be scared straight, but they wanted to go. And so they were scared straight. Thank you. What is this called?
Mashed sweet potato.
So hubby just made mashed sweet potatoes. Is this for dinner tonight?
No, it's for tomorrow. I just want to.
Oh, he's fixing dinner for Sunday. He's prepping. Oh my God.
Tomorrow I'm going to add marshmallows to it.
I am living Thanksgiving all over again.
All right, it's good.
Taste
the cinnamon and the butter and everything.
I always kiss my husband's hand. Did y'all know that?
Did you taste the cinnamon and the butter and everything?
I tasted you, baby.
Oh, okay, good.
Get over here, nigga. Get over here. Give me a kiss. Don't you be shorting my love.
Y'all didn't see that.
Here, you want to bite?
No, I got the whole thing in there.
What's it
You
called
drink-
again?
You're outside here. Drink your water.
Mashed sweet potato?
Yeah. Drink water.
I got the fan on me too.
Yeah, but drink water. You're outside in the heat.
Okay.
Drink the water.
Here, you want to take this with you? You want to drink it up because I can't drink. I don't eat that much
I like
sugar.
it cold.
Okay, you want to freeze it? It's still good. It's my frappe. I just eat a little bit of drink my frappe. Is that much? Because I'm diabetic too, and I've been doing really good with the way I eat and things. Where the doctor said if I keep doing what I'm doing, I won't be diabetic anymore. So I'm happy about that. What got me to being a diabetic was stress. People think, well, when you become diabetic, oh, you're lazy, you're fat. Give them the finger if they say that to you. That's dumb. That's illiteracy. You become diabetic. I was the hardest effing woman in the world. I had 3 jobs. Became diabetic because of stress, not because I'm lazy. And I do like fried chicken, and I do like watermelon. and mashed sweet potato that he's prepping for tomorrow's dinner. What's that? Cinnamon, brown sugar, butter. Y'all, I feel like, you know how you get satisfied when you eat Thanksgiving dinner? That's what this has. I almost dropped it. I had cinnamon sugar. He put cinnamon sugar in it and butter. I think he might have done a little nutmeg. So my husband supports me on my channel, having the channel. And when I would tell him I was setting up for today, he's like, "You haven't been on live. I'm so glad you're live." I'm like, "Thank you, honey." He's a very big part of my inspiration. Because you know, there could be some couples out there that are challenged in their relationships where people keep them from going live and stuff like that. You know, it's unfortunate, but it happens. And my husband supports me. Sometimes you see probably statistically more men having YouTube content than women, because women are probably not supported as much. Is it 12:45? Is it almost 1 o'clock for my 1 o'clock show? Hey, Andre, is it almost 1 o'clock? Is it almost 1? I'm country, y'all. I'm a country girl. It's going to come out. Right now, I'm barefooted. I have no bra and no drawers on, and I'm not trying to turn anybody on here. I'm not trying to get likes. I'm just saying I'm country as shit. But I'm an intellectual country, okay? I'm smart. I'm not dumb. Even though I'm probably not too smart not having the drawers on outside because the bee could sting me. Let me go back in here. Is it 1 o'clock?
Is it what?
What time is it?
It's almost 12.
Okay, my clock is wrong on here. It's 1.
It says 14 minutes to 12 here.
Okay, so 14 minutes to 12, because I thought it was almost...
He changed the time over on the thing.
Oh, okay.
Instead-
Wait, can you let me know if it gets 15 minutes to 1?
Yeah.
Okay. I didn't know I was on here talking that much. 12:45, I sent you an email. Thank you for the email. As soon as I go inside, I'm going to respond to you unless you need me to respond now, okay? So I'm not trying to do TMI. I'm just being honest with y'all. I know sometimes it's TMI. But don't be acting like I'm the only one out there that don't wear drawers. 11:47 my time. Thank you, Sugar Daddy. I'm not the only one out there that don't wear a bra. Come on now. The sugar is good. Oh my God. I mean, it's sweet potato. Huh? Y'all can feel free to ask me questions or whatever. I always said to myself, if I ever had a channel, because I noticed you know how you just be a part of channels and you go and you be dreaming about what you feel you could do better, right? Not being critical of someone else's channel. Yeah, Central Standard Time. But I'm not being critical of someone else's channel. But you know how I want to do better. And when in my heart and mind, what I think I could do better. What I could do better is have where my moderators, my friends, I say my moderators not because I own you, because I trust you, that if they need access to me, they can. And I will respond right away. I promise you, I'll respond. If I'm not live, I'm going to respond to you, I mean, very fast. And probably within a couple hours. I'm not going to have you waiting for 6 months or something. You know what I'm saying? I'm not going to do that. And if I miss you, just send me a message again. If I don't respond, send me another message. Because not because I'm trying to ignore you, it's because something happened. Either I didn't get your message or something. You know how the internet is. I guess I'm getting close to a close. I need to be on for another hour because at 1 o'clock Central Standard Time, we got these vintage cartoons with a GTO. It's called Fire. It's not a Firebird. It's a Fire something 1966 GTO commercial. It's a long commercial. You know how today they have commercials like 30 seconds, 60-second commercials? No, I think this commercial could be 2 minutes long. It's a long commercial. I think I can remember that. And then I'll be back tonight, double watch party. I've been trying to make sure that I've always tried to make sure, but even more so now since I've been threatened, to do some back cross-referencing of my movies to make sure it doesn't belong to anybody. But if you Google, is Gulliver Travels public domain, and you go to the archive.org and all of that, it says it is. I wasn't trying to take anybody's stuff. You know what I'm saying? So as I grow, I learn. But as I grow, I get a lot of haters too. And I don't want this channel to have anybody that's haters. But it happens, right? We live in a community. We love where we live. There's haters. It's a whole commercial break long. And let's see. It's a whole commercial break long. Uh-oh. Oh, y'all, sorry. I'm learning how to do 2 and 2. Yes. You said it's a whole commercial break long. It's long. It's long. And I was like, because I was watching it one day, and I'm like, I hope that's the one, right? Because I deliberately found it. And that's what I do a lot of my work now. More so than ever, because I've gotten more experience. So I'll find it, and I'll plug it in. Something I feel that people will love to see. Like the Gillette World Series players back in 1939 promoting Gillette. And then they say on there, which they wouldn't say today, because, hopefully in most places we have rights to wear braids. But they have on there, 2 minutes and 2 seconds. Yes, how did you know? How did you know it's 2 minutes and 2 seconds? Did you look it up? Or did I send it to you? Sometimes I do like timestamps, and sometimes I don't, but I try by rule to do timestamps. I think it's a great way to promote, a YouTube channel, but I think some people probably just want to just go there. It's long. It's long, but we say it's long, but it's really not long. But for TV today, for a commercial today, like on Super Bowl, it's like for 60 seconds, you're paying millions and millions of dollars for half a minute, right? For 60 seconds, my husband told me to drink water. I drink water like he told me. For 60-second commercial, so let's say 30-second commercial is millions of dollars. So back then, Sugar Daddy saying 2 minutes and 2 seconds. Well, a lot of people used a lot of television time back then, didn't they? Even when you bought copyright for movies back in the 30s. Did you know people paid only $1 to copyright? Most commercial breaks lasted that long back then. Ad prices weren't as crazy as now. For real, right? What's it? I heard somebody jumping. I heard somebody ran into my door on the inside. I wonder if the cats are going crazy. I wonder if they want me. I wonder if my cats want me. Um, so, so yeah, the Gillette. I mean, I know people out there collecting baseball cards are going to go crazy over that commercial. And people who just love Still Today 2 and 2. Oh, it is two. Okay, okay. So Still Today is 2 and 2. Wow. I used to sell advertising too, boy, print advertising, and it's a lot of money into that. That was way back in the day. I know y'all saying, "Dang, Rhonda, you've done a lot." I have. I've done a lot because I need to survive. I need to keep a job. It's almost 12 here in Midwest. Oh, okay. Mocha's still there. I didn't know you were still there. I guess I could stop the YouTube live and give y'all a break and probably see y'all later on or whenever you want to come back. I love y'all so much. I got to go check Sugar Daddy's email. And I love you all so much. And feel free to send me emails. If you didn't get the email, I do have it on my front of my YouTube channel. It says like under information about my YouTube channel. You click into it and it gives you like when my channel started and my subscriber numbers and stuff, and it has email. So in case you didn't get it, email. And I do look that up, and I do check my email. And if I don't respond to you within at least 12 hours, which my goal is to respond to you within an hour. Okay, thank you. And if I thank you, Sugar Daddy, and if I don't respond to you in a short period of time, either something's wrong. Either I'm in the hospital, hubby's in the hospital, there's some inclement weather where we lost electricity. We try to communicate with certain people. If there's a crisis, then I try to get with my daughter and my sister-in-law. I try to let, okay, that's great, Sugar Daddy, I appreciate that too. With all my heart. I know you want to go play some games. I'll let you go. Thank you for hanging out with me. I know you got some games to hook up with your friends and check them out. So I just want to close this out on a beautiful note. Those potatoes are so good. You know, my hubby said, drink water. Even though it's a little warm out here, the fan is on me, so it feels good. You are so beautiful to me. You are so beautiful. Oh, Sugar Day says, I send Stacy and Mark stuff all the time. That's cool. I'm so glad that I'm added. Yes. To me. I also send some things to Mark once in a while. And even through text and rolling reviews too. So you can tell we're a close-knit family. We have to have backup, you know? Can't you see? And you're everything. And I thought about probably singing at the end of every one of my lives this song, You Are So Beautiful to Me. I think I'm going to do that. So I'm going to... You missed a whole lot, sister. But I could repeat it again for my baby when I come back live. You're everything that I hope for, and you're everything I need. You are so beautiful to me, to me, to me. I'll be back, and I'll see you. As a matter of fact, 1 o'clock Central Standard Time today. I'll see you soon. Thank you for your support, and thank you for the talk. Love you. Bye-bye. Mwah.